All right, so if you will just introduce yourself and your role and how long you have been in this particular field.
Okay. My name is Shae White. I'm transportation director here at Pell City Schools. I've been doing this since 2005, 20 something years, I think. And I'm just over the school buses and K through 12, transporting students to and from school.
Okay. I was looking up, so I had to look up the districts like roles and responsibilities for these different roles that I've been interviewing. And I don't know if you know this, but you have 24 responsibilities, but obviously there's probably a lot more than 24 things that you do. Um, Obviously, like you're dealing with the buses and stuff, but when I was reading through your responsibilities, there's a lot. So like as far as like making the bus routes and letting people know them and helping prevent misconduct, you probably have to sit in on different, meetings and stuff and making sure the buses are okay. So I was reading through and I was like, my goodness, like I know she has a busy job because we all have busy jobs, but that's a lot because the buses are very important. Before I ask you your roles and responsibilities, I didn't know if you know this, but do you know the percentage of our students K through 12 that do ride the bus?
Do I know them personally?
No, no, no. Like, do you know the percentage, like, of how many kids actually ride the buses in Pell City?
Oh, yeah, we transport around 3,000 a day.
Okay.
The percentage, I would say about what, 80% rides the bus,
Okay.
75 to 80% ride a bus.
Yeah.
Part of every, whether it be transporting field trips or sports and stuff in that nature.
Yeah, I know like because I know the importance of bus drivers and like that to 75 to 80% of our students, those are the first people that our students see in the mornings, and the last they see when they get off. So it's very important. I just didn't know. I know a lot, but I wasn't sure how many, but thank you for that. So what do you in reality? So like I have the list and of course everybody has their perceived things of what you do. But what do you actually do in a day? What is your reality? What are your responsibilities?
Wow, that's a big one.
I know.
Um, it You don't ever think about it until you sit down and really think about it. My day is never the same. It's never on schedule. I come in between 5:30 and 6, making sure the drivers are here and the buses will operate with mechanical issues going on as well. Um, Getting the gates open for the drivers and trying to set their day off well because early in the mornings, everybody's not morning people. And then getting them to and from school safely. We do it again in the afternoons. We start around 1:32, back up in the middle of the day. It's getting all the work orders completed, making sure parts are ordered if they come in on time, and then trying to fill routes because we don't have, we are very short throughout this state and many other states. We're very short on drivers.
Mhm.
And then field trip, routing buses, um, doing all the mapping, and then I have to go check stops. Pell City's growing. It's grown. I've been here 8 years, and it has grown so much. And it seems like I'm getting new students every day.
Yeah.
So I'm having to go check those, and then we have 5 special needs routes. Fixing to add another. I have to sit in the IEPs are 504. Sometimes I don't make it. I do it by phone because
Mhm.
I am so tired. And then I do one for all the transportation students K through 12. So once they get so many, or if it's a class 3 immediate, we do due process hearings, and then sometimes we go to court.
Yeah.
So it's almost that you have to prioritize it.
Mhm.
And that's to
And
sum it up. I mean, there's a lot more,
oh,
but that's sort of
I'm
summing it up.
I'm sure that no one of your days is ever the same because there's just no telling what's going to happen. Something that was listed like, so you yourself are in charge of like requesting like parts and buses and all of that. Is that true?
The parts of the vehicles.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. We have the white fleet.
Sorry, you're getting broken up. I can't hear you.
Cars, driver's ed cars, and we have our Hobo Berry, who is our assistant now. We have state inspections right now. So where did you hear me to?
When I
Are you there?
asked you the question, you had kind of broken up. So as far as like ordering buses, I heard you say white fleet.
Oh, okay. Yes, we have the white fleet along with the driver's ed cars, and stuff in that nature. We have all the buses, and we have an assistant that actually orders the parts and keeps up the inventory with it. And then purchasing new buses, I draw out the bids for that and draft our buses. And then I have to stay one on one with the dealers to be there. Um, Dealers on getting those ordered and completed in here, along with all the meeting specifications of state Alabama.
Okay. So how do you think what you do impacts student learning on a daily basis?
Well, if we didn't, it's not me. I mean, I feel like I work for the bus drivers and whatnot, because if they can't do and we don't have their stuff operating and they can't get the students to and from school, then the children's students wouldn't get an education.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, especially when it's 75 to 80% of students that are getting on the buses.
Yes.
So you've been doing this for a little while. How do you think like maybe your perspective has changed like from your first time doing this to now as far as like how you approach things? Like how is your perception of your job changed basically is what I'm asking.
Well, it's changed me in general. I think I'm harder, if that makes sense. A little bit tougher.
Hmm.
It's um, it's not easy. The the society has changed in general. So I mean, we're limited to things we can and can't do, and it's a continuous change. I've noticed. I mean, especially right after COVID hit, you just learn to manage and make things happen. In low parts, you can't get stuff in. So I would say I'm probably tougher than I once was. And, I've learned a lot. You just have to learn to go with the flow and accept accept the new.
Yeah. Well, I commend bus drivers because like I know my job's hard enough like in a stationary room, much less like a moving vehicle where everything's going on around you and stuff like that. So I cannot imagine doing it myself.
We need some. We
I
need.
know, I know. Well, I appreciate you let me bother you a little bit during the summer, and of course I appreciate everything you do for the kids and all of us and helping get them, to and from safely. So, but I appreciate you letting me interview you today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I hope you have a great day.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye.